Hello everybody, it's I, Jeffrey Dick, RuneScape4 Productions. So, I'm going to be doing a podcast, eventually, as soon as I can figure out how to do it. But, for this, then I decided I'm going to do this for my podcast, do movie reviews. So, this movie was recommended to me by the one and only Lovable Hatsune Miku. It's called Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. The writing is so small, it was hard to read. So this movie, if you haven't seen it, is on HBO Max, so I would highly recommend it. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind is a Studio Ghibli movie. It was released in 1984. It's an hour and 59 minutes long, but for a 1984 movie, or an 80s movie, it's pretty good. I love the hand-drawn animation, and Studio Ghibli is known for their hand-drawn animation, and I love it. What draws me into all of their movies. I have not yet watched one bad Studio Ghibli movie, and Nausicaa is a perfect example of that. The story is great. There is a manga that goes into more detail. I have not read the manga, but Lovable Hatsune Miku has, and overall, it's a 10 out of 10 on everything I look for. It's got great character development. It's got great continuing story that doesn't just go off the rails and doesn't make sense, and nothing is put in there not to make sense or confuse the audience, which I love. And third, and most importantly, the animation style is very fluent. Like, you don't see any jitters or any frames that have little errors that you can see with the newer CGI animation. Studio Ghibli proved that 2D animation can be beautiful if you take the time and don't rush it. Disney rushed, what was it, Home on the Ranch, I think? That was their last 2D movie, and it bombed. Well, the story was shit, the animation was shit, because they tried to rush it, and there was too many times where you see, little hiccups or scenes that look like they kind of overlapped. So, and then again, it's been a very, very long time since I've seen that movie. So, if you want me to go back, rewatch that, and give you an analysis of it, let me know in the comments below. But back to Nausicaa, the animation is just fluent, and again, movies like this and another one that's not made by Studio Ghibli that I highly recommend is The Secret of Nim. The background is so beautifully drawn. It is amazing to the amount of detail you could put in this. I've noticed now that a lot of 2D animations that they still make, they just use shortcuts to save on animation frames, using the same frames, so that way they don't have to keep drawing the same thing over and over again. And they've simplified the character faces and facial details to kind of like a blank, so that way they don't have to focus too much time on the details. And to me, the details is what makes the show awesome. It actually makes the characters kind of look realistic, relatable, than just kind of a detailless blob with a mouth and a nose. And I've heard a rumor that Studio Ghibli might come back. The main artist's son, I think, is taking over, which I hope he does. Any Studio Ghibli movie is a good movie. Again, I just cannot pick one in particular that's my favorite, because I haven't seen every single one of them yet. But so far, Howl's Moving Castle is up on the top list. Nausicaa is up there. Porco Ross. Spirited Away, definitely that movie. That was a good movie. But in general, Nausicaa, 10 out of 10 on all my, everything I look for in an animated movie or TV show. Studio Ghibli, they take the time. That's why it takes so long to make a Studio Ghibli movie. They take the time to draw every scene out. They don't use cheap tactics or anything just to save money. They go full out, and I love that they do that. And if Disney did that with Home on the Range or, some of their other 2D movies, I feel like they would have still be making 2D movies instead of this 3D crap. Because, quite frankly, Phineas and Ferb was 2D, and that was a great success. Everybody loved it. But yet, they really don't make too many 2D cartoons anymore. In fact, I don't think they really make any cartoons anymore. I think they just buy other cartoons and slap their Disney logo on it. But, hey, this is just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. You like it, you like it. You hate it, you hate it. That's okay with me. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please subscribe and leave comments. And as always, have a nice day. Live, love, and game on.